Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ashish Ahuja, a trained vitreoretina specialist, and in today's video, we'll be discussing about macular holes and its management. Macular hole is a term that has been used to describe several clinical and histopathologically distinct entities in which there could be minor disturbances to a full thickness defect in the neurosensory retina. So in this image, you can see there is a round neurosensory defect in the macular area, which is the main area which gives us vision. So the frequency is it is usually idiopathic and incidence increases with age, and it affects approximately 3 in 1000 individuals, and peak incidence is in about 7 decade of life, and women are more predisposed compared to men. So patients usually present with complaints of blurred vision, metamorphopsia, distortion while seeing in the central gaze. A large macular hole may produce a central scotoma, a dark black spot in front of the vision. Some patients may also be asymptomatic when diagnosed with macular holes, usually when they are at initial stage of presentation. Patients with small eccentric holes may present with a good visual acuity of 20 by 25 to 20 by 40, and but patients in which who have a large full thickness macular holes and slightly chronic holes will have a poorer visual acuity, which will range from 20 by 80 to 20 by 400. So the etiology is idiopathic in most cases. There is no cause which is found, but there are certain cases where there are secondary causes which are noted. For example, in cases of trauma or pathological myopias, or in cases where a laser photocoagulation has been done to the retina, cases of Best disease, and as a side effect of certain drugs as well. So pathophysiology of macular holes include there is a focal shrinkage of the prefoveal vitreous cortex which has been documented, and then there's a tangential traction on the surface of the retina which causes stretching of the photoreceptors and other layers, which leads to a full thickness defect in the macular area. So the most widely followed classification is by GAS, which divides macular holes into four stages. Stage 1A includes an impending macular hole which appears as a yellow spot. It measures about 100 to 200 microns in size, and as the disease progresses, the stage which is progressed to is stage 1B, which is called as yellow spot, and the size of the defect increases to about 200 to 300 microns at this stage, and the vision also deteriorates further. As the disease progresses, you can see in the image, the center of the yellow ring appears reddish, and the yellow ring itself develops irregular edges. Stage 2 is an early full thickness macular hole. The hole becomes evident in two ways, and more often it appears as eccentric, caused by separation of the prefoveolar cortex from one edge of the hole, uh, and then spontaneous vitrofoveolar separation occurs, creating a semi-transparent opacity, the pseudo-operculum, which often enlarges, and then the underlying occult macular hole becomes visible. As disease progresses, the yellow ring disappears because of the relief of the prefoveolar traction on the edge of the occult macular hole. Stage 3 macular hole is a full thickness macular hole without a posterior vitreous detachment. The vitreous is still attached to the foveal area. It takes about 3 to 6 months to develop, and the central defect increases to more than 400 microns. A stage 4 macular hole is a full thickness macular hole where the posterior vitreous detachment has developed, and usually patients are symptomatic at this stage. As seen in the image, you can see a very well demarcated round macular hole which is seen, and usually we pick this up on clinical examination, slit lamp examination with contact lenses or wide angle lenses which we use can easily pick up these macular holes, and the important test which has to be done includes an optical coherence tomography, The OCT test gives us the exact dimensions of the hole. The base diameter is an important parameter to note. The holes which are larger than 600 microns are usually called large macular holes, and the prognosis and the surgery also becomes more challenging. And at times, these patients may require multiple surgeries to close their macular holes. Another important test clinically where we can pick up the progression of the disease is use of Amsler's grid test. The differential diagnosis for macular hole includes an epiretinal membrane with a pseudo hole, macular cyst, vitreomacular traction. These diseases can be easily differentiated on clinical examination and with the use of OCT. So, an epiretinal membrane is a condition where a thin layer is formed in front of the retina, and it will cause stretching of the nerve fiber and the neurosensory retina, and it will lead to a partial thickness defect. And those patients will also present with distortion of vision and uh, which is metamorphopsia and reduced central visual acuity. In certain cases, there might be a spontaneous arrest and closure of macular holes. This is usually seen in stage 1A or 1B holes, where there is a vitreous separation and the holes may spontaneously close. Now, the fellow eyes also have a risk of macular holes developing, and the incidence is about 10% in patients without PVD. So, the treatment is mainly surgical. Patients who are diagnosed to have macular holes are advised surgery, and the sooner a patient is operated, the better chances of the macular hole closing, and better is the gain in visual acuity post surgery, which usually is about 1 to 2 lines gain in distant visual acuity. And so the pre-surgery visual acuity is the most important prognostic factor, and also the base diameter of the macular hole, which will determine the final visual outcome.